Have you ever wondered which watercolor gives you the richest pigment, the smoothest blend, and the most value for money? Is it Camel, DOMS, or Brustro? Today I'm going to put that debate to rest, and believe me, the winner is not who you think. These three watercolor cake set, the Camel, the DOMS, and the Brustro, are the most popular in India. So I decided to do a side-by-side comparison in a detailed real-life scenario so that you can choose the one that fits your needs. Today's comparison is going to be thorough but easy to follow. I'm going to compare these three sets across 8 important parameters that impacts your painting experience. The goal is simple. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which set is right for your needs. Let's begin with something very practical, and that's the option and variety that each brand has to offer. The Camel Artist Watercolor Cake sets come in 3 different options. You have the 18, 24 and 48 shade set. So that gives an artist a lot of flexibility. If you're new to watercolors, you can begin with an 18 color set, but if you're looking for more variety, then a 48 shade is really good. However, on the downside is the fact that there are no refills available, so if you run out of one color, you will have to buy the entire box. The DOMS Amaris, in comparison, has just one option. They only have a 24 color set. It is a well-curated palette, but with no flexibility. And very much like Camel, if you run out of one color, they offer no individual refills. The Brustro Professional also follows this one-size approach where there is only one set of 24 shades that's available with no option of changing individual pans. Now, for a brand that's positioned as professional, this lack of customization does seem a little restrictive. Now, if you're someone who likes to paint outdoors, whether it's in cafes or while you're traveling, the size, portability and packaging of the box makes a big difference. Now, the Camel Artist Watercolor Cake set is pretty light across different sizes. Even a 48 shade box feels much lighter than it looks. The only issue is the hinge style lid, which can take up a lot of space, which can be a little restrictive, especially in small spaces like cafes. But if that's a problem, you can always go in for a smaller 18 color set. The DOMS Amari set, although is smaller in dimension, is interestingly a bit heavier. However, it maintains good portability with a lot of mixing space inside, which is great for beginners who need a lot of room for experimentation. The Brustro Professional, although being the smallest box physically, is the heaviest of all three. However, the biggest concern for me was the rusting pan holder inside the palette. The rust had actually seeped into the paints, which is not something you want in a palette marked as professional. This kind of issue can be prevented with a better palette design, such as using raised locks like Winsor & Newton does. Brustro's palette does look the most premium when opened and offers lovely mixing areas, but the weight and the rust issue definitely impacts usability. Manufacturing quality is like the backbone for any art supply. Camel has a major advantage here because almost all their products are manufactured in-house within India with the backing of Kokuyo Japan, which is known for their high quality standards. This ensures that Camel has a high level of reliability across all their products. DOMS also performs impressively on this front. They have modern production facility with long-term collaboration with global partners, which ensures that their product line, especially the Amaris line, ensures good quality and consistency. Now, Brustro does source many of its products from overseas like China, Korea, and even parts of EU. There isn't anything inherently wrong with overseas manufacturing, but it does reduce the brand's control over product design, manufacturing refinement, and even quality checks. Now, that could explain why there was a certain issue with the palette design and the rusting issue that we had seen earlier. Now, let's talk about the price, which is often the deciding factor for any watercolor artist. When you talk about the Camel colors, it costs about 16.50 per shade, whether you're picking up the 18, 24 or the 48 shade box. So this is perfect for a beginner or a hobbyist or someone who just wants to learn watercolor but does not want to pay too much money upfront. DOMS takes this affordability factor one step ahead with the Amari set costing only 12.50 per shade. Considering the overall performance of these paints, I just feel that this forms exceptional value for beginners as well as intermediate artists. Now, the Brustro set is priced at Rs 2,499 for a 24 set box, which means that each shade costs about 104 rupees. This is almost 7 to 8 times the price of Camel or the DOMS paint. Now at this high price, an artist would expect a better palette design, an option for a refill or consistent performance. Now Brustro does not meet all these qualities, especially when it came to the palette issues that we had seen earlier. Light fastness is incredibly important if your artwork is meant to last, whether you're framing it, selling it or gifting it. Unfortunately, neither Camel nor DOMS provides any information about light fastness. There are no pigment codes, no transparency marking and no permanence rating. This doesn't make them bad paints, it simply means that they're targeted towards students and hobbyists rather than archival level artists. This is where Brustro Professional really shines. Brustro provides detailed pigment information, transparency level and light fastness rating for each shade, which is extremely helpful for artists who want predictability and longevity in their work. This kind of pigment transparency is typically seen in artist-grade watercolors, and Brustro deserves credit for offering this level of detail. When it comes to watercolor cakes, pigment activation and pigment load makes all the difference. It's what determines how vibrant, rich and satisfying your colors look on paper. With Camel Artist watercolors, the pigments do activate with a mist to water, but once you start working the brush onto the pans, the color payoff feels quite weak. You'll have to put in more effort to pick up enough pigments, and the swatches look light and slightly washed out. It's clear that these are designed for beginners and the lower pigment concentration shows. DOMS Amaris reacts much better. The pigments activate quickly and the brush picks up a richer, more vibrant load with minimal effort. The swatches look noticeably deeper and more lively compared to Camel. For the price point, the pigment payoff is genuinely impressive. And then there is Brustro Professional, which outperforms both by a big margin. The pigments wake up almost instantly with just a light spray, and the brush gets loaded with color even with the slightest touch. The swatches come out bold, vivid and saturated, very close to what you would expect from a high-end artist-grade paints. Blending and layering are key to creating smooth gradients and depth in watercolors, and this is where the differences between the three brands become very clear. With Camel Artist watercolor, layering was quite a challenge. The moment I applied a second wash, the bottom layer lifted almost immediately, causing muddiness instead of clean glazes. This made it difficult to build depth, and the final layers look flat and overworked. DOMS Amaris performed noticeably better. The blends were smoother, the transition looked more natural, and the layers stayed in place far more reliably than Camel. The hues mixed nicely, and for a beginner-friendly set at this price point, the blending and layering abilities exceeded expectations. Brustro Professional was easily the most enjoyable in this parameter. The colors blended softly and effortlessly, and the layers behaved exactly the way artist-grade paint should. The base stayed intact while the glaze sat beautifully on top. The shades combined well, and the overall experience felt rich, controlled and expressive. When it comes to overall painting experience, each set shows its personality. Camel Artist watercolor cakes offers a good range of shades and are pleasant for simple sketching, but the weak pigmentation and constant lifting during layering makes the paint feel limiting. The colors tend to muddy quickly, and the artwork lacks depth, which may be fine for beginners but not ideal for anyone wanting richer, more controlled results. DOMS Amaris felt much easier and more enjoyable to work with. The pigments were noticeably richer, blending was smoother, and the layers stayed in place without lifting. This made it far easier to create soft shadows and depth, and for the price, the overall experience was surprisingly satisfying and consistent. Brustro Professional offered the most artist-grade feel. The pigments were responsive, flowed beautifully, and gave great control during both blending and layering. The shades interacted well, and the painting process felt smooth and expressive. What bothered me more was the rusting around some of the pans, which was distracting in a set marketed as professional. Still, Brustro delivered a rich, enjoyable painting experience held back only by its palette quality. Now that we have gone through all the 8 parameters, let's put it all together for the final ABC score. After weighing all factors, Camel Artist Watercolor stands out as a solid choice for beginners and casual hobby artists. They offer great shade variety, extremely affordable pricing, and lightweight tints that make them easy to carry. But weak pigmentation, easy lifting during layering, and the lack of archival information keep them firmly in the student grade category. DOMS Amaris, on the other hand, really surprised me. For the price you pay, the pigment strength, smooth blending, and reliable layering performance are genuinely impressive. DOMS delivers a smoother, more vibrant painting experience than Camel while still being highly affordable. If you're a beginner or intermediate artist looking for great performance without investing too much, I think DOMS is a wonderful choice. And finally, Brustro Professional Watercolor Cakes. In terms of pure painting performance, that's pigment activation, blending, layering, and color richness, Brustro was easily the most enjoyable to use. The paints felt expressive and artist grade. But the palette build quality, the heaviness, and especially the rusting issue hold the set back. The lack of white pan may not bother traditional watercolorists, but for quick sketching, it's something that would have been good to have. Brustro shines in pigment quality and technical details like lightfastness, but the palette design needs improvement. Each artist has different needs, so choose the one that fits your style, budget, and your goals. So which one should you pick? If you're a beginner or student, Camel is perfectly fine for learning. If you want maximum value for money, DOMS Amaris is the clear winner. If you're a serious hobbyist or want better color performance, Brustro Professional gives the most satisfying painting experience. Just be prepared to take extra care of the palette. If you found this comparison useful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the ABC workshop. And don't forget to let me know in the comment section below which product you would want me to review next. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, happy painting. If you enjoyed this video, do click the like button and do subscribe to my channel to watch an art supply review every Wednesday.